here we have Yana again. Poor girl. But she's up for it. So here it is. It's a launch from Marshall. It's a pretty eventful one. And can you already see what's going on? If you guys have been paying attention, maybe you'll already know where this is going to go. But what happens? This is super common. I see a lot of people doing this kind of stuff. It looks like it's not super middle of the day. The shadow's pretty far away from her, not directly below her, and she really doesn't fly very middle of the day. She's a pretty conservative pilot. Here's what I see. I see her backing up, and she's not clenching the A's, which I really like. You see that arm is well extended. Her A, B's, and C's are almost all the same length. Maybe watch your own videos and see if you are following like that, because that's really good. And notice that the glider has no hesitation coming up. It comes up really, really well. Too well, right? She has a stationary turnaround. Look at those feet planted while she turns, and the glider gets out in front of her. So what can we do? Well, I believe an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Thank you, Grandma. And she could prevent the desire. Now, a lot of people say bring it up and then check it. And maybe she's not checking it. Is that the problem? I like to go a step back. Maybe she could even move towards the wing while it comes up. Look, there's no forward, no forward, no forward. She sees it's going to go faster, so she wants to go faster. She knows she needs to turn around. Her hands are up while she turns around. She could have her hands down right now. There's no reason she couldn't already have some brakes. But you know what that's going to do? That's going to pick her up off the ground even more, right? Minimum sink. It's going to have more lift, a more curved airfoil. Here it gets out in front of her. Her hands are kind of up high, and you're going to see all the slack spaghetti lines. Now, she's committed. I like it. It's almost to a fault in this case. And she jumps, right? It's kind of picking her up off the ground. She's looking for pressure in the brakes. And I like this forward posture. Do you see how forward she is? Her chin kind of close to the ground. She's looking for that tension. She really is. More so than almost everybody else. And I believe that's why she kind of saves this. She's looking for tension. She's making herself heavy. It starts to fly. You can see a lot of brakes on that right side. Her hand is low. She's searching for that pressure. And yeah, it starts picking her up off the ground. And look, she's looking for pressure again. She feels that wing going in front of her. She's holding it. And she's ready to run. Look at that. Foot down. Now, when she does go down, more slack in the line. This is where a lot of people are going to lose it to a frontal. But look how she keeps that forward posture. Almost to a fault. Because I'd say she kind of gets away with this one, right? This is obviously really ugly. She did a lot right considering the circumstance. But this all could have prevented by managing the pressures. When this thing starts to shoot and come up, there's no doubt it wants to come up. You can feel it with any experience points at all. You guys have been kiting for a while. You know when it has a little extra bite to it. So go ahead and walk towards it, and it won't even want to shoot. Now, if it is going to shoot, yeah, hammer the brakes. It's going to kind of have its own problems. But let's move towards it. It's coming up. Move towards it. It won't have any desire to overshoot. You won't be panicking the turnaround. And really, we want to try to turn around without stopping if it's a light wind launch. This is not a light wind launch. You can see that windsock is straight out. Well, it's a little light there. Mostly straight out. Kind of fly. Let's watch this at normal speed here. Bring it up. Do you see that hesitation? It comes up, it hesitates, and then shoots. These are signs. This is your wing telling you, I'm about to shoot. Right? Maybe super beginner doesn't see it, but you should kind of, whoa. You can see it come up, hesitate, and then surge. Right when you feel that and you see it coming up, I'm moving towards it. I'm ready to run forward. I kind of call that the gear change. You think you're going to have to go in reverse. I'm going to have to back up and pull this thing up. And then you quickly realize, oh, wow, too much pressure. I need to go towards it. Gear change, forward, and then back. And we can keep a little better tension and control and pressure in this glider. It won't have a tendency to pick us up. Look, she has the brake. She stays heavy. She's got those hands down. You can see it in the trailing edge. And then once the wing wants to come, she knows it's behind her. It has pressure. She goes hands up. And then it wants to fly. Look, the hands come down as she's about to hit. I always say if you're going to eat it, you might as well do it a little slower. And then hands up. She feels it flying. She has lots of ground speed, lots of air speed. Kind of leans back and gets away with it. I'm trying to get away with it. They work, but we can do better. That's what this is all about. Let's go forward, take away that pressure, and then we can take off like a normal launch. There was nothing crazy about this. That flag is not whipping around, the windsock. Everything is normal here. This was just a mismanagement of pressures and timing. Learning to recognize when that glider wants to shoot. This was often caused by people pulling too many A's. Not the case with Yana here. She pulls it up with almost no A's, and it still has a tendency to surge. So too much energy put into it by the backing up. And I love a good backup. But my favorite inflation is back, forward, back. We're going to go back, we're going to go forward, and then we're going to go back again or turn around as needed, flying the glider. And she can use a little bit of brakes while she's turning around. Yeah, there's a lot that can be cleaned up here. But there's a lot that went right here, too. I'm not a fan of getting away with it, but if you're going to do it, not holding the risers, not flying, just running blindly, you can see her actively searching for those pressures. This is really good. I don't like the leaning back into the seat too soon, exposing the spine. I'd like to see that continue to stay on the belly, but I can see it picking you up. If you don't have that, yeah, right there, see those feet swing out. And notice how the glider's parked from right here. The glider almost did not change. She just ran right out from under it. Run out from under it and catch. Right? And that happens from the going down. When you're in the air and you come back down, you really need a squat. You can see that she does. You go down, you stop going down, but the glider continues to go down. And that's where that slack happens. Luckily, she absorbs it, but runs out from under it and picks up again. But I think it's interesting how right there, that glider almost doesn't move. Super common issue. And when people stop to look up at their wing, they run out from under it like that. This was just a sequence of events. Really can't help once you started it. Again, all preventive.